A special thanks to today's sponsor, AEOLUS. I spy with my little eye.
So Maddie.
I always forget which leg my tattoo is on.
4, 3,
This one.
4, 5.
Spread your toes.
This is
Yes.
me.
See that? That's the
it.
shot.
I don't know how I was sitting originally.
So modest.
Oh my God. I'm so modest. I'm so mature. No, I don't know how I was sitting, but you made me move, and now I feel like...
I didn't make you move. You look
No,
fine
you
over
wanted
there.
me to show my toesies.
You
And
get
now-
your feet done for next episode.
I will.
Okay, we're going to be done filming by 8:30, and I'm leaving by 9, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to your favorite grooming podcast, another grooming podcast. I'm Nathan Austin.
I'm Kathleen Austin.
I'm Juan Rivera.
And I'm Kat Graney.
Perfect.
Perfecto.
We did it.
That's like
That's 4 in a row.
4 in a row, yeah.
Wow.
Tic-tac-toe.
I did
4 in
stutter
row.
a little bit, but recovered.
Well,
I was not going to say anything.
The first one I stuttered, I paused a little because I wasn't 100% sure. So I was like, I'll give it a little.
All right, well,
Yeah.
my Valentino white bag. I freaking brain rot so much.
You do.
My Valentino white bag.
That one's just the funniest, though.
I don't think I've seen that.
I don't think I know what
You
this
like-
definitely-
is.
you
This
guys
girl, this
haven't-
person goes,
Okay,
I
hold
got,
on.
she goes like, I forget how it goes, but she's like, I got lipstick in your Valentino white bag to like her mom. And the mom's like, oh, what? My Valentino white bag. It's not even that funny.
No,
but
it
it's
is funny. It's fucking funny.
That's like, why do you have a white bag?
I've seen that.
I was going to say, you've seen it.
Yeah.
I have not seen it.
It's so funny.
Classic.
So anytime I get stuck on my words and I do that, then we're always like, my Valentino.
Yeah. So like that's what our salon has melted down to recently. We just sort of like walk around memeing. I'll just walk into the room and go, my Valentino white bag, and Drake will start laughing or something. Or
That's
yeah,
great.
the three boys.
Oh, they're
always
really
memeing.
funny.
Meme
They have like a group on Instagram that they send videos of the three of
yeah.
them.
it's not as it doesn't get as dark as
As our
as
red.
ours does. You know what's funny is I have like an actually I don't, but like you know them, but they have like the same humor, and I'm like, the gay guys just have like just dark humor.
Yeah. Yeah. Trauma.
It's fucking
Fair.
funny though.
Yeah.
So today in this episode, we're going to be talking about the road to the AKC Master Groomer. So there's a lot of people that have said they've been inspired by that and by us being Master Groomers and sharing our stories. And we want to tell you, break down the process of how to do it.
Because I think the last time we talked about Master Groomer certification, it was kind of like right after the transition.
It was in transition still.
So we still didn't know everything and how it was going, but we know a lot more now. A lot of people ask us how to get started too.
It
so
does help that we have a certifier
Yeah.
on our team now.
Yeah.
We're going to give you some interesting dog facts. We're going to talk about some gross things at work. I mean, everybody has done some gross shit at work.
Well,
And
it's
then
a key
if
part of
we
our
have-
job too.
And then if we have time, we're going to hit you with this like crazy Yelp.
Yeah.
Let's get deep.
So wait, we're not doing Rachel?
Oh yeah, I forgot I had a question.
One more thing, our new thing we've been doing, we have another question coming in. This time it's going to be from Rachel.
Guest of the pod.
Yes, our former guest on the pod, Rachel, has sent us a would you rather question.
Okay, guys, would you rather be permanently covered in hair, dog hair, post-groom dog hair, or permanently smell like wet dog?
Ugh, I
that's
hate both of those options so
a fucking
much.
brutal question, Rachel. Thank you for that.
And when we talk about covered in dog hair, like in what sense? Just our clothes are
I'm
constantly?
assuming it's like our clothes.
I mean, I
and-
feel like my clothes, I'm always in a state of hairiness because my dog sheds at home. I groom dogs all day. My car's covered in it.
I have more questions.
Okay, continue.
She said post haircut, post What haircut?
Yeah,
Is it a
clean dog?
post pug
Cocker?
haircut? Because or post like haircut like a you
A
ever
lab?
I don't do it that I don't do it anymore, but you ever shave like a pit bull and its hair is just like
spiky.
it's just stuck in you all over and you just feel like ah. Or is it a clean wet dog? I mean, I just smell like a clean wet dog, right?
Like
what-
shampoo?
Yeah, just like hair just sounds like a freaking nightmare. Sounds like a total nightmare to me. I choose wet dog smell because that is on other people.
Yeah, but you smell it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Well,
get
you've been-
used to your
you-
own
yeah.
stank, you know?
Well, I think you adapt to either or, right?
Yeah.
Just adapting to being covered in spiky hair.
Well, if it,
I live with spiky hair in my hand every day.
Yeah.
if
what
it's
if
on,
it was worse? So like even on your days off, that's pretty brutal.
It's hard
You get
to
out of the
say.
shower, you're wet and you're toweling off and you're just covered in hair. No,
Yeah,
fuck
she said
that.
perpetual. Yeah.
Oh my
No.
God.
That would be you get out of the pool and you're just like hair.
One time I grabbed a towel that I didn't realize, like, it was like folded up.
oh,
And I didn't realize it was like dirty, but it was like, yeah, it had like dog hair on it. And I wiped it on my, like I usually
Oh
start
my
wiping
God.
my face. And I was like,
Every once in a while,
I
Katie
had to
will
get
be
back in
like
the shower.
doing the laundry and she'll put my like something like a shirt of mine in with like dog stuff, and it'll just be completely impregnated with dog hair.
He gets so mad.
Yeah, I get black shirts, and like, and then like it'll get washed once and then it's just weaved in,
Whatever.
well, I feel like my washing machine is just covered in dog hair all the time.
yeah, I
We
think
only have
Nathan
one
just
shedding-
exaggerates.
We only have one shedding dog and no cats. And there's still hair everywhere.
Okay, well I'm wet.
That's-
I'm wet dog. What are you, cat?
I'm going to say hair.
Oh God, that's the worst.
I'm gonna say hair too.
You're gonna seriously say
I do
hair?
not want to smell. I'd rather deal with being like possibly itchy, and then like being constantly because if it's a clean wet no hair.
Okay, but then you're just dropping hair everywhere. Like I would find it
You
less
go to a
offensive.
restaurant and
I
it's
would
just,
find
like,
it less
getting in your
offensive if you
food.
had a bit of a stink on you than
can't
just
cook.
dropping hair because you would everyone assume you're just dropping body hair all over the place. Like a
pubes.
yeah.
You're
like,
like,
how much hair are we talking?
she said covered.
But like head to toe covered and like
Yeah,
every
that means your
square
genitals
inch?
too. Dog hair, cut dog hair all over your genitals. Can you imagine that in your ass crack and like
You get them in your nipples?
Yeah.
The
I
dog hair.
already get them
Like-
in my nipples.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go with wet dog hair because I'm already married. So like,
I'd
wet
smash
wet
anyways.
dog smell because I'm already married. So what's the worst thing that could happen? You
I
know,
mean, when you put it that way, I guess, and you guys wouldn't care if I smelled like wet dog.
we'd all smell like
Yeah,
wet dog
we all smell like wet
together.
dog.
I mean, we probably already do.
Yeah, that's it, honestly. Yeah.
So you know what?
That's what I'm saying. Both these things pretty much happen all the time. Dog hair.
They're
like
pretty terrible.
I'm covered in dog hair like all the time.
I'm covered in but
Ew,
see,
I hate
I'm
this
covered
question.
in dog hair.
I hate this
But
question.
that's why I wear aprons.
But I wear aprons too, but I still get it all over my shirt.
I do.
All right, we're gonna put this
But then
out
I get
on a
home and I
feed.
take my clothes off.
Well, I
We're
take my
gonna-
clothes off as soon as I come home.
We're gonna put this out
but
on a
then
story.
what if you couldn't take your clothes
It's
off?
embedded in my skin constantly, 24/7.
Yeah.
So
Do you ever get hair in your elbow pit?
Yes.
And your
you know whose hair is
nipples?
the worst? Mine. Katie cuts my
Yeah, the
hair
Asian
the
hair.
and it
fucking
sticks to me like
worst.
crazy.
Well, so I have, for those who don't know, I suffer from what they call barber hand, and it actually the term comes from barbers because, especially Asian hair, it stabs in the skin. So basically, it's where the hair gets cut, and then it like pokes you in your skin, and it creates a track. So I have several in my hands, and they're just orifices.
She could squirt water into one hole and
And
it'll
it comes
shoot
out
out
the
the
other.
other.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
It does. I've already had surgery to remove it once, and I was like, "There's no point now." They just keep popping up. Like it came back within 2 years.
The only thing that's ever been embedded into my hands has been like hair like under my cuticle bed. And then
You
like,
never get 'em in
the-
your nipples?
The top, yes, actually, I have gotten
I
them in
get
my
nipple
nipples.
ones.
Where you're
It
just moving
hurts.
and you can just feel the shirt like stabbing on you.
I will go home and like search them. I'm like, whoa.
You know where I got one recently? I get them on the tops of my ankles.
Where your socks sit?
and where my socks sit. But one time it was really, really itchy. And I was like, why is it so itchy? And I looked and the hair was like under my skin, like,
Yeah, like an
long.
inch.
And Nathan got a video of me pulling it out. I should post it for everybody because we never posted it because it was like long, and you could see it pull out of my skin.
That's two story posts for this episode. We'll post on our Instagram.
What was the other one?
The other one is a question of this: would you rather?
Oh yeah.
I think it'd probably be good to post that on our socials if we remember. That's usually the problem.
If we remember,
we'll post it so you guys can answer, or you can send us your answers if it's funny enough, and we'll talk about it.
I actually have a question for my viewers too. People have told me, but I'm not sure if people would watch me removing the hair splinters from my hands.
Oh yeah,
probably.
Sometimes
people pimple popping stuff all the time.
If you want, Kat has a lot of videos, so message her and you could see some. You're into that pimple popping, and not pimple popping. It's more like
their hair
holes, right? There's people that are into holes, right? And it's one of those.
Well, so the
not weird like that, but like a pimple popping, a pimple pop. And then there's a hole, or move a hair, and then there's a hole left.
Well, some people have fear of holes too.
No, stop.
You have a fear of holes?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, so what about?
Itchy.
Do you get weird with the frog? The male frog that has the babies in its back?
Yes, you need to stop.
Oh my god, I love it so much.
I'm gonna cry. Do you see this in my eyes?
Why? Okay, stop. I'm sorry.
I can't.
Okay, so
those dogs, the ones
I love the mango worms.
Mango worms, yeah.
Okay, but so the thing I don't like about
it's called trypophobia.
Okay, the thing I'm
But
the
what
only
is it?
thing I'm
What is
gonna
it sourced
say.
from?
Is that why you're gay?
Huh? No.
He likes that hole. Different hole.
It's like barnacles.
Barnacles, eh?
Or I cannot Halloween. I hate Halloween going to the stores because you see the pumpkins with all this stuff on it, and I
didn't know this about you.
I didn't know.
My skin is just like anything.
You get goosebumps, yeah.
Good to know.
But what is it about it? You don't know?
I can't I don't know.
It's just something.
I think it's genetic though because my sister has it too.
So I was gonna say the thing about yours though, your hands, is I don't find it satisfying because I don't feel like there's like a good hole in the end.
Yeah, Katie likes a hole to be left.
I like a good hole. Sorry.
No, one is fine. It's just when there's a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the cluster for me.
I like the cluster. But I like one too. Like if I'm watching a pimple pop, if it doesn't leave like a definitive hole in the end, I'm like, meh.
I love a good pimple popping. So you guys, are you guys pro popping or not?
Stop itching.
Okay, we gotta stop talking about.
We gotta move on.
Juan's gonna leave the room.
Okay, we should do one get deep.
Okay,
let's do it.
Let me see. I'm gonna go with this one. If you have to delete every single photo you've ever taken, which one would you keep? You can delete all of them but one.
Oh, that's fucked.
That is fucked.
Well, I would keep a photo with my kids and my wife.
Well, what age for the kids?
Young.
I mean, whatever I could find that is just a good one with us happy together.
I would think younger.
I have a
personally.
picture of you guys on my wall at home that I really
Oh, that's
love.
a good one.
The one at Gilroy Gardens.
Yeah,
I
like
really
that one.
like that picture.
That one's a good one. I think I want a copy of that. I think
Nope, it's
I can
mine.
hang it up.
Just kidding.
I do. Yeah, I agree. I think that would be. I would want the kids younger than older.
Maybe a D pick.
No.
There's one where it seemed particularly.
No. I want a picture of but the kids young. Like someday it'll be hard to remember what they look like. If I didn't have any photos, it would be hard to remember what they were like when they were little.
When people ask why I post so much on Facebook and stuff, it's one of the reasons is the memories. I love when they come up with like, oh, this was 6 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever. I love that. And I feel like.
But it's actually because you're an old millennial.
Yeah.
That's like the actual reason. But
Well, yeah.
I need to take more pictures.
I'm an old lady at heart.
I don't take pictures because I know Kat's taking them.
it is. That's one of the
I take pictures of everything.
That's one of the
Everything.
the big pluses for Kat coming along on a trip. We just know she's gonna have so many pictures.
Although you don't always look good in them. Sometimes I look through the photos and I'm like, God damn it, she posted this photo of me and I look like shit.
Kat
You know what? But
she does not discriminate.
I do not discriminate.
All the photos, every photo from the trip. Just,
Hell yeah. But you know what? It's because you guys are beautiful no matter what.
Oh, thanks.
And you'll I think you guys are beautiful.
Only because the internet views me at a very specific crafted.
The things you put on, yeah, those. I mean, you're already, a picture of you like half-eyed, looking weird is not gonna.
What about you?
I have a picture that we took at our wedding, and it's obviously Ronnie and I, my family, and my sister, and then his parents, his brother, his sister's missing, but it's like almost everybody. And I love
You
that
Photoshop
picture
her in.
because I want to, because it's just like it's the people I love the most, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the picture for me.
But you didn't actually say a picture though. I don't think, Kat.
So it's hard. There's several pictures I really love, and I don't know necessarily if I want my whole family or just me and Ellie or just Ellie. There's so many like.
Well, when you have a baby, right? Shit like changes.
Yeah. Because she has this picture of her when she's probably, she's maybe a year, maybe a little younger. And it's just a picture of her I took. I was doing like a milk bath photo with her. And it was like with fall colors and stuff. And she's wearing an orange head. And just the look on her face. I love that picture so much. It hangs on my wall. There's several pictures I treasure like that. But I think maybe that one.
And yours was the wedding photo?
The wedding
one?
photo, yeah.
I have a photo with my family that's like a lot of my family, a lot of the males in my family. Remember, we took it a couple like Thanksgivings. It was like right after my mom passed, and like the family still got together at my grandparents' house. So I mean, it's not everybody, but there's a good portion of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really cool one. But I mean, I'd burn it. If it was that between, or the kids, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think he means if
he
he could
had
only
to.
pick one.
It would.
yeah.
So
But what about you, Katie?
there. I said.
Yeah.
Samesies?
Well, yeah, I would want a young picture of the kids and you. AEOLUS Pet is a leading provider of professional-grade pet grooming and veterinary equipment, catering to industries such as grooming salons, boarding facilities, breeders, dog show professionals, and veterinarians. Their product range includes grooming supplies like forced air dryers, electric lift grooming tables, and finishing dryers, as well as breeding equipment designed to support healthy litters. AEOLUS emphasizes direct-to-consumer sales, eliminating middlemen to offer cost-effective solutions. They also provide financing options through Affirm and offer free shipping on all items site-wide. So AEOLUS sent us their rainbow comb. They're so pretty. It comes in 7.5 inches and 9 inches. The 7.5 is a 50-50 coarse and fine tooth. The 9.5 is a 30-70 with 30% fine teeth and 70% coarse. They retail for $70 and $75, but you'll get 10% off the month of April with code Another Grooming Podcast. So I was actually pleasantly surprised when we got these in the mail.
Yeah, same.
I've gotten, like combs in the past that, felt like cheap, or especially like rainbow stuff sometimes.
Like heavy and like clunky.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, but these are nice and light.
They feel really good in the hand and they're pretty.
Yeah, they're pretty. I like them.
Yeah, I'm like trying to look in the thing. Oh,
Okay, so usually rainbow stuff, I'm like, no.
That's
but
gay.
this is
No, I'm just kidding.
That's gay.
So gay.
But this is pretty. Like I
No, it's really
really
pretty.
like this rainbow.
It's very subtle. It's not like overwhelming or like
Yeah.
gaudy. So I really like it. They feel really smooth.
Yeah, I like not only the color, but I like the length of the teeth, and I like they seem sturdy enough that they're not gonna like bend or break too easy, but
Yeah.
that they aren't super heavy and clunky. And
I feel like it'd be like a perfect like finishing comb. You know, like it has both sides, so you can do the wider one, but then get the nice tight stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
get those little toe curls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nice, and I like to, when I'm showing, I like to tuck it in my hair.
I'm so jealous when girls do that and they just kind of pop it in the back. I'm like,
Yeah.
where? I don't know where to hook mine.
Yeah,
Maybe in your boop.
Maybe right here.
Yeah.
bouffant.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. Nice.
But because when I'm in the show ring, I like to carry a nice comb to fluff up my Bichon's neck hair, because the lead messes it up, right? And so this is nice, light enough that I can stick it in my hair, or at grooming competitions when I'm going to take my picture at Ren's booth. I also tuck it in my hair so I can have easy access.
But do you leave it in for the picture though?
No, because he yells it.
This one's pretty. Maybe he won't yell at you.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like, no, put it back in, Kat. Put it back in.
Put it back in. It's
Yeah.
pretty. Thanks again to today's sponsor, AEOLUS.
All right. Well, we're going to be talking about. Oh, nice.
Do you want this? Let's see if he'll be able to figure this out.
Okay. So the road to the AKC Master Groomer.
It's an actual
It's an actual
road. Oh, wow. Wait.
And it's just steps. You know, you can find this online, or you can message me and I'll send it to you.
We'll post it too.
Yeah, but first is your AKC safe. Step number 1, your AKC safe. And that's something you could do online.
Yes.
And it's just basically safe practices.
Mhm.
And how to, it goes over how to keep your space clean, how to dress properly to keep yourself safe.
Is that the same as the AKC salon safety? That's the same thing,
It's
right?
the same thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
Just
So
verifying.
it's it goes over a lot of things in your salon too, like sanitizing and different things like that. So definitely super helpful. You want
And
me
you can
to
do the
take it?
next one, yeah.
Oh, okay. So then there's also the AKC professional groomer credential.
And that's the second one, but I don't think you have to do all of them in exactly the same order.
No,
Right.
and so essentially after you finish your AKC safe, they have you like send in your qualifications and different things like that. Because I do believe that I did it. And like, because in order to get the AKC salon safety certification for your actual salon, you do have to send in photos like of your salon, of different areas, of like your double barrier, different things like that, so they can make sure that like where you're working is actually following certain rules. So I did have to send in like certain photos.
Which is good, though. You don't want something that you just like look at it and press a couple buttons and you're certified.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Beep,
want
bop,
something, so having to send in pictures and show that your salon is operating in that way is a way to show accountability to that. Does that make sense?
Essentially-
Accountability to that? I don't know. That came
Yeah.
out and I'm like, that sounds smart or dumb.
Yeah,
That
so
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
They verify like your experience and validate your like knowledge and qualifications to conduct business as a groomer. So it's if you're already an established groomer, that should be like a relatively easy
Yeah.
step.
Yeah. If you're a groomer that takes their job seriously, that stuff is pretty easy peasy.
And I believe that's all stuff you can
Mhm.
also put online.
Mm.
And then the next step after that is your AKC certifications. And these are also now available to be done online. You can do them in person or you can do them online. And the nice thing about the coat type certifications is that you don't have to do a show dog. It doesn't have to be in a show trim. You know, so the categories, you have your wire category. So it doesn't have to even be a purebred wire dog. It just has to be a dog with wire coat to hand strip. So you're not having to like demonstrate that you know how to put the proper pattern on a dog. What you're proving to them is that you know how to properly prep a wire dog, what steps you should be taking to get that coat in the right order. And then you're stripping this dog. And then what the certifier is checking is that you knew how to properly take care of that coat.
Yeah, how to get it clean, how to do a trim that is
How to strip that coat. So
yeah, and how
no
to-
clip ring. I mean, obviously like ears
Flat
or
work, yeah.
throat. But
and then there's like a drop coat.
there's
thing.
also not a time restraint where like other tests you have a time restraint, but these don't. But you can do them online. Like you can take video of your dog and video recording of you doing the work. So you don't have to do those in person because you're just showing them that you know how to care for that coat properly. But yes, like you said, there's drop coat. So you don't have to grow a dog down into drop coat length, but you can do like a Yorkie or a Maltese or a Shih Tzu and just show to them that you know how to properly.
Get it clean and put a decent haircut on it.
Yes.
I ended up lucking out that my rescue roundup dog one year had
Yeah.
a drop coat, and
One of
she was
mine
a little
was too. Yeah.
Shih Tzu mix thing, and
So
she didn't
You
have
could
like
do
a ton of
yeah.
hair. I just had to make her
That's-
clean, and
To me, that's one of the best parts about it is you can go to a grooming competition and knock a lot of these out.
mhm.
At like a Barclay show, you go and you can get a lot of these in-person testings done. Some of them you can do
Well, these
two
you
at the
can
same.
do-
You could do multiple at the same time if you're doing like a schnauzer. That'll count towards your. You can test on that for your wire and your. NCMG.
Yes. Okay. I was like, where are you going? with
I was
this?
gonna say he's like it's a drop coat on the bottom and a wire on
Yeah.
the top. That's what I thought.
That's what I thought you were saying.
I was like,
No.
Yes, you can do that. And then there's the sporting coat, right? And then your curly coat.
Mhm.
And so, like I said, the nice thing about that is like for curly coat, it's not like, oh my gosh, it has to be a purebred poodle or Bichon.
It can be a doodle.
It could be a doodle as long
I
as
mean-
it's got a curly coat.
And
Yeah,
Porty.
and you prep it properly. Like if you start
Yes.
off the video and the dog is supposed to be prepped and it's all curly and looks like it wasn't bathed and blow dried right, like if you should know how to prep a curly coated dog. Right?
Yes.
And I'm not talking about like a dog that you finish it, a dog like a Kerry Blue where you would like put a wave back into it, or like a water spaniel where you would marcel it or wet it afterwards. Or this is just for like the in salon type of prep for those coats.
Right. And so this is just a pass fail
Yep.
as well. So that does make it easier, not easier in the sense that like you don't have to do a good job, but just in the sense that you don't have to maintain a certain average score. It's just pass or fail.
You know how to do it or you don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I say most groomers that have been grooming and doing a decent job for a number of years should be able to do these things.
Yeah.
mhm. And then there is a written test that goes along with that, but you can do that online as well. And so once you pass that, then you're an AKC certified groomer.
Which is a flex.
It
Right?
is
We talked about it
definitely,
last
yeah.
time Blake was on. That's a flex, especially to pet parents.
Right.
Every pet parent knows what the AKC is. They all watch Westminster. They watch the dog show on Thanksgiving. Which one is that one?
The National
Uh,
Dog Show.
Yeah. So like they all know the AKC. So
Mhm.
putting the AKC certified on your credentials is a big deal.
And so then your final step would be your NCMG. So through the National Dog Groomers Association of America, which is part of AKC now. But you
And-
still have to take your
And I would say for that, it's more like for the AKC, you're demonstrating that you know how to prep and bathe and work with these coats. When the NCMG, the National Dog,
National Dog Groomers Association.
with the National Dog Groomers Association, it's more the priority is profile and getting
Right.
the
Breed
trims
standard,
right. So
yeah.
you have to have a deeper understanding of the dog structure, the trims and the way they're supposed to be on the dog, corrective grooming on those dogs if they don't if they have, let's face it, they all have flaws. So those things will help. So you'll need a deeper knowledge to pass those. But I mean, once you work your way down, I think a lot of it you'll prep yourself as you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But so then for the NCMG, there's 4 practicals, right? And so we all did this.
Mhm.
And so
That's how we all met.
that's how we all met.
Yeah, we all
But,
like held each other up. It was so fun. We'd show up to these events and like be like, "Oh, what are you doing this time?" And we all did these over years. It took me I think 3
Mhm.
3 years. How long did it take you to do your in 1 year? Fucking badass.
Well, because it was 6
It was
months later
fucking
because that was the
badass.
first
Yeah.
year.
So that was
They
the
did.
They did
first
too.
year they did 2 and
okay,
1.
how
And
long
that's-
did it take you, Kat?
A year.
A year? Damn, badass.
We
Same
did
thing.
it the same year.
Not me.
Nathan. We
Not
also
me.
had already done it.
You had started before, yeah.
No, it took me a while.
Well, you were the first.
Yeah.
We made you go first.
I went first and looked like an idiot. 'Cause I
Well,
didn't
you
know how to
went
do the
1
trims.
year and then we skipped a year because we of the kids, and then
The-
I followed.
Those were like really fun times. I remember.
know.
I remember like all of us being like, "Oh my god, what are you doing? Oh my god, I'm so scared." And then we were like, "No, you're good. You're gonna pass." And we were like building each other up, and we
Yeah.
all passed every test.
Yeah.
And then
First
Nosy
try.
Me would
First
be
try.
like messaging everybody, "What score did you get?
Yeah.
What score did you get? What score did you get?
Yeah.
Let me get your average for you. Let me figure out your average."
it was a
Yeah.
fun time.
It was a
Yeah.
fun time.
And if you have friends with you that help you push you along, it's so much
Yeah.
more fun that way.
yeah,
Totally.
you obviously build very important relationships doing this, so
Yeah.
do it. But-
Clearly.
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 Because I
Now
think,
we're
you know what?
stuck with
Because
each other.
you can work with people at a salon and still not have the same drive and values.
Yeah, I know lots
Mhm.
of people like that.
So
you know,
finding people, that's how we found each other. We all had the same drive and values. I mean, the 3 of us worked in the same salon, but we also shared the same values.
but not everybody we worked with at the time did.
No, most of them didn't.
Well, I was
Well,
just scared.
I mean, I think that's why I saw you guys as a group, and I was like, I like them because you could tell that you guys were all into it. So I think and I've said this before, like I really appreciate you guys just like kind of like welcoming me in. But like, because from my
We want
other
you
grooming
in.
friends weren't into all this stuff, you know.
Oh my God, he broke the couch.
He was telling me not to do it.
He got too comfortable. No,
It's comfortable on this couch.
where you complete us.
It's the circle.
Anyway, so you have to do non-sporting. So a poodle or a Bichon, they are a little bit more strict. You
those
can
are
do
the
a
only two.
variety of poodle haircuts though, but you can't just like shave it down. And then for the Bichon, clearly you need to do a Bichon cut. And then you've got your short-legged terriers and your long-legged terriers, but they don't have to be hand stripped for the NCMG. So you could potentially, if you don't have any like quality terriers that get hand stripped in your salon, you could do your AKC wire with like a terrier mix thing and show your ability to hand strip and then clip a
Well, that's what I did.
long-legged or short-legged dog just to show that you know how to do a proper profile.
But also, too, if you're ahead of the game and you understand profile and you have some purebred dogs to work on,
You could knock
You
both
could
out.
knock out
yes.
both of them. You can do your NCMG long-legged the terrier, and then that'll count as your wire dog for your AKC. Because you need to complete both to be considered,
A master.
An AKC Master Groomer. And then
which is like kind of baller
and then you have your sporting
for a NCMG.
for NCMG. Yeah, you have
There's
to do a
variety.
sporting.
There's a variety.
There's a variety, but you can't do everything. Like you can't do like a golden or but there's a lot of contenders.
Most of the spaniels and the setters. There's a lot of them.
Right. And then there is 100 question test for each of those categories, the terrier, the non-sporting, and the sporting. And then I do believe that you can do those online now, or they're working towards getting them online. And then once you've done all of those, you can do your final test, which is a 400 question test on
thought it was
all the
5.
other. I thought it was 400.
I might be wrong, but it.
4 or 500 questions.
I thought it was 400.
I think it's 400. I could be wrong.
I
mean,
haven't
it's been
taken it.
several years since I
But
did it.
it's on like all the other groups and like cats and pesticides and other things. A dog anatomy.
I really like that part, the anatomy part.
It was fun.
The skull, and then even the anatomy of your scissors.
And the anatomy of the ear,
ear,
like the
the
inner
eye.
ear and
The
the
eye.
eye. And so it was
The
a lot of
body.
like really important information that I thought was very cool.
And you just sound cool when you're like, oh, the ischium and the ilium and the prosternum and.
And so as long as you pass all of those with an average of 85%, you are an AKC Master Groomer.
Yay.
It's as easy as that.
It
We are
actually
all-
feels like like when you're done and you did all the studying and you you remembered all the bones. Like when you're done, you feel really accomplished.
And you are really accomplished.
Yeah.
That's actually like the high. Like I dropped out of school in 10th grade. So like to me, it was a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Well,
And look at you today.
I was like, look at me, I'm good at
Look at
schooling. I know dog
learned
bones.
You good.
You did it.
But
Congratulations.
we are all nationally certified master groomers.
Yes.
Katie and Nathan
Oh.
are AKC master groomers. I'm almost there. I just have to do my
And
final
the first
test
and second AKC Master Groomer of the
of
year.
the years. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that was pretty crazy.
pretty cool.
But me and Juan are still working on it.
Yeah.
I'm very close to being
Kat
done.
just needs to take her test, which
You're
I know she'll
Kat
pass.
or Juan for
This is me.
AKC Master Groomer of the year this year.
I think it's gonna be Cat this year.
Cat.
Are you gonna finish before the end of the year?
I just have to take the test.
I'm just gonna
Oh.
go like this in the back of your picture.
Wouldn't that be great? People would be so mad if we were 1, 2, and 3, and then 4.
And then for
Can you imagine?
Hey, so
People
That's
would
what I
be
mean.
so
We have
pissed.
to, and then we'll all get like, if Juan wins the next year, the 3 of us will be in the back. Like,
But I am a certifier, right? But like they're not paying us to say this stuff.
no,
No.
But I think
they don't
it's
even
just something.
know.
It's just they don't even know we're talking about it. But it just
Don't tattle on us.
it like
What was
it
that?
made
What was
me
that?
feel really good. Like I didn't always have the best self-esteem when it come to learning. So it really
When
it
it
really
comes
made I don't learn too good.
Speaking
Neither
of
do
good
I.
things,
So like it just was a way to like I just felt really great about it, and I want other people to feel that too.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you for that information.
And if you have any questions, feel free to message us or me or
Whoever.
Katie. And Katie will be answering the messages. So you can,
Or message
Either one.
Nathan and Katie will answer your message
yeah.
eventually.
I just want to say that like this is doable.
It is
For
very
everybody.
doable.
It is very doable. It is, you can accomplish it. You can do it. It's just start slow and just work towards it. You will get it done. I mean, you said earlier you stopped going to school very early. So like for you to do
And
a
he's
whole
super
ass
dyslexic.
master certification, it's possible. Like you can do it. Like just because like, oh, I was never good at school. Okay, but try this because you might be great at this.
But I'm good at dogs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because same with me. I mean, I did finish school, but I've never been a good learner as far as reading and retaining information.
Yeah.
But I did it. Nathan did it.
Yeah.
Anyone can do it.
If you guys are
Anyone.
interested in like more information on how, I mean, we laid a lot of it out, a lot of the groundwork, but we do get a lot of questions about like, how do you find dogs, or how do you learn how to do the breed cuts right, or blah, 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 blah. If you're interested in learning more about that in another episode, let us know. We don't want to bore you
I
if
actually
you're
think that's
not
a good
interested.
episode. How to
How to
actually,
like get started.
or how to like grow, just like, because that could be a whole like.
Yeah. Well, let us know if that's something you're interested in. Because like I said, we don't want to bore you, but if you want to know, we'll tell you.
We'll
We've
bore
all
you.
basically did it the same way, you know.
I know, but I'm just saying for another episode. Now it's Kat's turn to give us dog facts.
You know, we just picked a random. So I was at a Meet the Breeds and at a show down south, right? And they had Meet the Breed booths, which just a collection of breeds from the clubs. They would set up a booth and you can come meet some of the dogs, right? And we were across from the Xolos, and I was reading their little flyer they had, and I was like, these are really interesting dogs.
Yeah.
I was so for those who don't know, a lot of people call they're hairless dogs. And
They're either really handsome or
wait.
really ugly.
Say the whole name, Kat.
okay, so it's Xoloitzcuintli.
Xoloitzcuintli.
Yeah,
Xoloitzcuintli.
Xoloitzcuintli.
Is that how it's really said?
Yeah, that's
Good job, Juan.
thanks.
I said it with the Mexican
I was
accent.
going to say
Yeah.
because he's Mexican.
This is Mexican. So, but I didn't know until recently that they come in 3 different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
They come in toy, which is like under 15 pounds, miniature, which is like 15 to like 30, and then standard, which is like 30 to 50.
Mhm.
And they also come in 2 different hair varieties. So
What?
a lot of people know the hairless ones, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the hairless ones have little patches, and I find they look like they're wearing a toupee sometimes, or a few little hair,
mohawk?
a few little hairs on their tail or something like that. But there's also a coated variety, and they just kind of look like a street dog. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
How many Xolos do you think we groom at work?
Yeah, right.
Secret
like
Xolos.
the Taiwanese mountain dogs.
Oh yeah,
Um,
those the one that you know is just gonna bite the crap out of you like you've never been bitten before.
Yeah, but so they come coated and they come in a variety of colors. I really think we have this one who shows often in the non-sporting group with Lumi because they are in the AKC non-sporting, the same category group as Bashan's.
Mhm.
And he's just beautiful. Like his skin, it's like he looks like a bronze statue.
So how different are they from American hairless?
Well, American hairless are, size wise, they're only come in one size, and they tend to be a little more stocky. I mean, they can come, so Xolos can also come in pied and stuff, which is like white with like spots kind of. But the most American hairless terriers I've seen are like pied, that color. The Xolos are actually an ancient breed. They're over 5,000 years old. They're one
Wow.
of the oldest dog in the Americas. So either South America, you see them. They're
So they were
Aztec.
here before
Yeah,
the Europeans brought their dogs.
yeah. So they're like from the Aztecs and stuff.
So I know people are still like debating about it, but you know how some people will think like dogs kind of came with us everywhere and like evolved into dogs as we were, but some people think, oh, dogs evolved separately
Evolved
Mm.
for our needs, kind of.
in different areas. I just find that very super interesting.
Yeah. Well, I find all of it interesting. That's
It
why I was
seems like
oh.
a bad evolutionary like pick though, hairless. Like our main thing that makes them like. Well, I guess that's us, right? We're just hairless,
Yeah, I mean, we're
apes,
hairless.
right? So maybe they're the next. Maybe they're gonna start talking.
Stop targeting me.
The hairless variety, they can get acne in their youth, and I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, "Oh, look, they're
Like
little
us?
teenagers. Yeah,
Yeah.
we get acne."
I would
Um,
not. Gross. A pimply a dog.
Well, it's a youth
Simple.
problem. It usually settles as they get older. But they can get skin burn, but their skin is tougher than most dogs, right? So their skin is so tough, like it kind of resists getting scratched and bumps and stuff. And it's like it's more leathery, I guess.
Well, kind of like our skin. Our skin's way tougher than dog skin.
Yeah. And they like to groom themselves like cats, and I find that interesting.
Are they greasy?
No, so
They're just licking their oils.
Their oils, they're kind of like a bird. You know how a bird like preens itself to spread the oils? I'm assuming it's the same for dogs.
So that's one of the reasons I don't want one of those hairless
No,
cats is
thank
because
you.
they're greasy and grimy.
I don't need a 50-pound dog licking its whole body on my couch.
It's just a naked man just like licking itself.
I'm gonna pass.
But you're actually not supposed to overbathe them because they're supposed to be like a self-cleaning breed, and they're actually a relatively feral breed.
Oh, for sure. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, even in the show ring, you watch them and the way the handler has to handle them so they don't eat the judge. Yeah, because they tend to just be like you and your family, and that's it.
One of the
Remember
last
Primal?
dog shows we were at, I was looking at one. I was taking a photo of it, and I asked if I could pet it, and the guy's like, "No."
Yeah,
He
least you asked.
he's like he likes me and he likes my wife and no one else. And I'm like,
Fair.
but
Fair.
I
Very
think
handsome,
a
though.
lot. They're very stunning.
Me too.
To look
though.
at.
No, I was kidding.
I seen him though, and he's like looking all handsome, and I thought like he's really handsome right now, but give him another 5 years, and he's probably not
Gonna look
good.
like a testicle.
Yeah, I'd imagine their old age, they're just
Do you
like,
think he feels like a testicle too?
Probably.
I'll let you know next time I pet one.
Next time somebody allows you.
When it's warm or when it's cold.
But as puppies, they're actually pretty wrinkly.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cute.
No wonder
And then they
got
grow
the
into
acne.
their But those were just some interesting facts about them. I found like I was sitting there at the booth and they had the flyer, and I was like, they're interesting.
I only know one thing about them, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that if they are mixed with another dog breed, that you'll just end up with a hairless version of that dog. So like that, if you mix it with another dog that has hair, that mix will be hairless. Like will be.
That's interesting because our
With cats, it's opposite.
the Sphinx cat, because one of our employees is fostering a Sphinx, and it got pregnant by a regular cat, and it had all haired kittens, and they have to both have the hairless gene in order to produce a
And
hairless kitten.
it's recessive, so
Yeah.
Yeah, so interesting. I don't know. We'll have to find that
Yeah,
out.
I'll
If
find out
somebody
if it's-
knows, let us know, but we'll look it up too.
that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kat, for enlightening us about the
Xoloitzcuintli.
There
Yeah.
you go. Thanks.
So I think we
Wait.
wanted to touch
I
on some
can't say
gross things, right? That we do at work.
Gross.
Because I did this
we
video.
encounter.
I did this video where I was like, "There's poop. A dog poops in the tub, and it's like there's nothing around, so just fucking grab that bitch
And chuck it
and throw it away
in the garbage.
So would you? Have you ever grabbed a turd and thrown it
Guilty.
away?
Guilty.
Yes.
Guilty, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like doing it, and I think it's nasty, but I have done it.
But like we're already in the tub, I'll just wash my hands.
Also, I've caught it in my hand.
Well, yeah.
It counts. It counts also
Because
the
it's like-
consistency.
Because
right?
once
It's
it
like-
hits on the table, and then it just makes a smudge, and then you got to wipe it off, and then
Or what if, it
it's
gets
on a
on
paw
your
mat, and
equipment?
it's all like,
or
And then
yeah.
the table textures that gets like in the I'd
and
rather
then
just
if you get a paper towel, the paper towel just
my
shreds
hand
on the
is more
table.
washable than everything,
yeah.
There's people listening to this like they're fucking disgusting.
for sure.
Okay, what is one thing that completely like grosses you out? I know some people who are like drool,
Anal
poop.
glands.
Drools?
Anal glands.
Drool's pretty gross. I don't if it's like just like the wet, like the super wet drool that's just drippy, I don't mind that. But the gooey that like sticks to you, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like that. But eye boogers, they used to gross me out a lot more, but they gross me out a little less now.
Oh my god! Every time I see Logan feed his dog eye boogers to himself, I'm
gross.
like,
We love
gross.
you, Logan, but I can't stand feeding the dogs.
okay,
our
so they
eye
do like
boogies.
it. One time,
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
love it.
salty.
it's gross because he said that
They eat shit. Of
Yeah.
course they like it.
I picked
They're
them. I
gross.
picked it off Francine because they were like really big, and I put them on my TV tray. And I was watching TV, and then she comes up and eats it, and then she was like looking for more, and I was like,
Yeah, but if you put shit on
Yeah,
the
like,
table, she'd eat that too.
Yeah,
Cat
probably.
shit, dog shit.
Oh, she does like cat shit.
Oh, what
So,
dog
I
does
mean-
not like cat
But
shit?
that's
Kitty
what I'm
Roca,
saying.
Kitty Roca, right?
Kitty Rocas,
Kitty
yeah.
Roca.
But dogs will eat anything.
Oh, I
so
get it. Almond roca.
You know what's something that grosses me out?
Gross.
But a lot of our dogs do it, especially Friday and Tallulah. But nails,
They
you clip
love
those
dog
big,
nails.
huge dog nails, and they're all over the floor. I'm like,
Yeah, we
that's
hear her
fucking
crunching
gross.
them.
Yeah, they're like,
Who?
our
Friday.
dogs.
Friday's the worst, but they all do it.
Yeah,
Like
Tallulah does it.
if normally we Dremel, right?
Yeah.
But you know when you get the extra long nails, you're like, let me trim these first, and then I'll grind them.
Mhm.
And as soon as they hear that first,
They
like,
look-
then they're like, oh,
Their ears
where's
come
the
up and they're
macaroni?
Yeah,
like-
they're all around your table, like scavenging like beasts.
It's
yeah.
fucking disgusting.
You know, I will say though, when I grab a turd, I have done it very few times, but every time I do it, I instantly regret it because you know, like you grab it and it's like hot,
Yeah.
Blech.
and then like I always expect it to be like just regular, like not hot or cold, but you grab it and it's like warm to the touch.
Yeah.
I'm instantly like, but then I'm like, it's already in my hand.
But you know what's worse than a hot, fresh turd in the tub is freaking stepping on a cold turd in the middle of the night and you're not
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
socks
That's pretty
and
terrible.
it goes up between your toes.
That's pretty
That
terrible.
fucking irks me. I'm like, fucking
Whoever-
dogs, you're
whoever
sleeping in the
did
crate
this.
tomorrow.
You fucking suck. Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
You step right out of bed. Tallulah laid one right on the edge, like not on my bed, but like
Yeah.
on the floor, and I stepped right in it.
You like go to
Here's
sleep.
Friday has this habit of like pissing in our bed,
Mm-hmm.
but we have like 2 layers of the waterproof thing. So we
Okay.
have like an insulator that it
Wait.
completely seals the mattress, and then we put like a topper that's watertight too. And
So
then
we
it
have a double.
we
a double layer.
protected, but like every once in a while, it doesn't happen often. Like maybe once every 3 or 4 months, she'll just jump up there.
But it's
and,
not
like,
about
piss.
peeing. She's marking. I know
Yes.
it's not about like
So-
it's not like, oh my God, I had to pee so bad. She's marking our bed.
So and then last
She doesn't normally do it to us. She does it when somebody's babysitting usually.
yeah. So we like just recently she
Which
did
I think
it.
is hilarious
And we're
because
like-
she's like, this is my bed. Don't fucking sleep here.
We're tired, you know. We had a long day, and we get home, and we're with the kids, and we put the kids down, and then we watch a little TV, and then finally we're like, the house is warm because it was cold out, so we had set the temperature, so we're like cozy, and we're like, oh, we're ready to go to bed, and the kids, you know, you get in the bed and it's all warm, all cool,
Yeah.
and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
and so like I get in the bed, and I'm like, ooh, and then I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like,
Big old
why
wet
am
spot.
I all wet? And like it's just all over me.
Oh no!
I just laid
'cause
right
it's,
into the
sitting
piss.
there because
Yes.
of the protective.
Yes, because the water protected thing. So it's just like a pool of piss. I just get right into it and snuggle
absorb it
into
all.
it. And I'm like, and Friday looks at me, and I'm like, you bitch, you know, like.
And we're like, you're sleeping out of the room tonight.
yeah. So we
Get
made her
outta
sleep in
here.
the fucking kitchen or the hallway, you know.
Another thing is, I don't have cats, indoor cats. We have one like feral cat we feed, but when they freaking vomit in your bed while you're sleeping in it, and then your like foot like goes to slide in
Ew.
it.
Mm.
You never had that happen?
I mean,
It's awful.
I have, but not in a long time.
Yeah,
Our
it's
cats
like-
don't do that.
Or like
thankfully.
a hairball, you know?
All right. Well, any other? There's like
Well,
gross
you
things at the
said-
salon. Any
You
other
said
gross
anal
things?
glands. I don't
They don't bother
like
me.
anal glands, but they don't bother me.
Yeah.
I think I'm just so used because you take your paper towel and you just like, and then you wipe the butt, spritz it, and throw it away and move on with your life.
Or do it in the tub and rinse
Or
your
do it
hair.
in the tub if it's during a bath. Yeah.
Okay, what are your feelings on ticks?
I don't like them.
When you encounter a tick, what is your method to get it off, or do you leave it?
So that's part of.
Is that one of you?
That's part of the thing that I can't do.
Yeah.
So
Based
who
on
takes care of him? Ronnie takes care of him.
Yeah.
I don't like ticks either, so
I
I
can't.
don't
One of
touch
our
them.
bathers is so irked. He's like, oh. And if he found out he had a dog, like he missed it and he didn't see it in the tub, and he finds out that he like, I told him
That he might have
that
accidentally
he might
touched
have
it.
accidentally touched it. He like,
Who is it, Zach?
Zach. He's terrible. He's like,
I always
I
feel
don't-
kind of bad for them because
See,
like
I don't like them at all. And
I just
they
flush
don't
them.
bother me at all.
I won't touch them.
I give him the
They're
swirly
like
with
lentils.
I swirl them with my
Stop.
finger.
I like lentils.
Ticks.
Stop it.
I swirl them with my finger, and they just come right out.
Nah.
And then I pick them up with my hand. And I put one on my hand the other day, and Nathan chopped it in half with his scissors.
Yeah.
I used to fucking freeze them at PetSmart. Get them with the.
I forgot about that freezy stuff we used to have.
So I don't like to I used to like to do cruel things to them, but then I thought like they're just doing what they're alive to do. You know, I feel a little bad for them.
I know,
As
but
you
we
just chopped
killed.
one in half.
No,
But
well,
it killed
okay,
it fast.
but I feel like I like try to chop
It was
them
gonna
directly
die.
in half because
That's
I feel
true,
like
you
it
did.
kills them pretty
You
quick.
cut his head right off. You did.
Yeah.
It was.
I
Yeah,
got my
what-
It was pretty
handmade. I
precision.
pulled out my handmade
Yeah, he cut
fucking
it right off
JYO
his head,
Sui
right off.
shears, and I set him down on it like it's on Cat's hand, and I'm like, whoop, and I go, boop, and just took his head right off.
But it was fast.
It was fast.
Because otherwise, we just flush them.
Like
or...
a fucking samurai.
No, but I fucking read about them
They come
and
back?
flushing them. They can hold their breath for like days.
Okay, well, then it's not our problem. They leave.
I know, but then you're
Well, you know
giving
where
the
they
problem
they
to
go
someone else.
they go to the East Bay water district and they get like filtered out. So,
You don't think they can swim?
I mean, I don't know. Who cares?
Yuck.
They're in the
They don't like
environment.
that.
They're not our
wild
problem.
things.
Gross.
They're
No.
wild
There's
things
probably
out.
some in your yard.
Stop.
No, there's definitely
No,
not.
not in my yard.
I was surprised when I found a tick on my dog who never left the yard, Roxy.
Yeah, but you have a lot of wild animals coming through your area because the creek.
The crick.
The
The
crick.
creek.
So, but that's a gross thing. Is there any other gross things
What
that
about
you do?
you?
Like, there's
I-
nothing that matches up
I
with
hate-
Well, we
Hey.
know you don't like holes.
I don't like. I was going to say buttholes. I think to me in a dog is disgusting.
That's interesting. No,
No, right? Right?
All right.
Because the other ones are hidden. You know, it's like, but like what I hate the worst, what I hate the most is when you're like holding up the dog's tail to shave it, and then it like it opens a little bit.
Oh,
It
yeah.
winks at you.
It's like,
Yeah.
but then it's like, but then
Nathan's
you
mouth.
like, and then you like start like smelling their insides. Like, so
Okay, but what about when you
Gross to
lift the?
me.
What about when you lift the tail and it's all pimply? the butthole's pimply
I hate
What
that
about when
shit.
you
and
lift
covered
the
in
tail
holes. No.
and they just what about when you lift the tail and they just gland? I hate that. When you're like, oh, I'm just gonna and then they just like shoot the glands out at you.
Or when it's just like a little driplet. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's
A
just
little
like,
drippy.
Or when you find a tapeworm segment,
Stop.
they're like,
Gross.
The tapeworm's
the-
pretty bad.
you know, nothing. There's not much that grosses me out. I can deal with all of it. Like I had a newfie the other day with the stringy drool. I just wiped it off. And
I think I'm
wiped
hitting
it on the table.
I think I'm hitting the wall right now about gross stuff. The tapeworm was like I think
that
it.
was it. Yeah.
One more thing. I hate when like cleaning a dog's ear and it has ear infection, and then you like smell it on your fingers for the rest
Oh,
of the
for
day.
forever.
It lasts forever.
Disgusting.
That's gross.
Disgusting.
That
You
is
just
gross.
smell the yeast.
Mhm.
So gross.
Yeasty.
Or get stuck under your nails.
Oh no, that's nasty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, let's stop talking about gross things.
You're all gonna
Is there a lot
It
of
doesn't
gross-
bother.
That's a lot of gross
I've
stuff.
literally delivered puppies and been eating
All
snacks.
right, well, we're
at
at
the
an
same
hour, but we
Oh,
could.
well,
what-
see,
is
that
this a good
doesn't
one?
bother me,
I think
though.
it's-
It'll bother some people.
We told the
But
people
I
we're gonna
used to
get
work
to
at
it.
the
So.
vet,
let's
so
do it.
I used to watch them do surgery while I had
All
lunch.
right, all right.
Okay, so
Old saggy testicles.
I read this.
Yelp.
And it was wild to me.
We're putting one more 15-minute, right?
I'm gonna say names, but they're not the real names. I'm gonna call this person Mary.
You're altering the name.
I'm altering the names.
It's like we're Reddit.
My wife and I have taken our dog to Mary over 3 years and come to find out that Mary went above and beyond and illegally bred our dog to her dog without asking. When it was brought to my attention, taking my dog back prior to finding out this information, she told me that she had tried to breed him once before, but he was too young to breed.
What?
So prior to leaving her facility, she wanted to know if she can breed him. I told her I would have to consult with my wife because it's her dog. A couple of hours later, she called my phone. She let me know the dog was ready for pickup. I called my wife to let her know that Mary had called me. Let me know that the dog was ready. Upon my wife's arrival, it took Mary 35 minutes to answer the door after my wife knocked repeatedly and rang the doorbell. I would definitely be more observant when dropping the dog off for anybody that takes their pet to her because she is avoiding paying a stud fee to breed her dog. She'd rather be sneaky, which is very sad, especially by being in business as long as she has, and takes advantage of customers and their pets. It makes you wonder what else she's capable of. Very bad business practice. I hope this review reaches future victims of Mary's. Isn't that wild?
That is wild. I
Okay.
would have never
I've
even.
never even
Well,
thought of that. With all
the-
the unaltered males that have come in my salon, I've never once thought like I could breed this to one of my dogs.
Well, also
never.
most of them
Wait,
are
the,
ugly.
the first thing I thought is like this person is not mad enough.
Right.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not angry enough. I would be like filing.
I would be irate
Yeah.
if
You
somebody.
raped my dog.
And they didn't open the door for 30. I bet you if the dogs were still
They were probably
but
stuck.
Why would you
Even
why would
leave
you call
your dog.
them? Well, no. why would you call the parents to come pick up the dog if you're gonna freaking breed? I was like, Mary, you made some mistakes anyways.
Yeah.
Not just being an
Isn't
idiot.
that crazy? I read it and I was like, I have to read this.
Is that like is that a crime?
I would think
Well,
so.
it's stealing technically.
Is
yeah,
it?
and without consent.
Well, because
without consent, it's stealing.
All right, that needs ask ChatGPT.
What?
If
I like.
Well,
if
it'd be
someone
stealing
breeds
'cause
your dog without
I
asking,
do
is it a
agree.
crime?
I do agree with you though. That person is not mad enough because they're just like, should you go there? Be careful.
Oh, and they're just like, they didn't offer me a stud fee. Like, what do you mean? Like, they just like,
I would be like, are you oh, you tried to breed it before it was even old enough to be bred without even asking me about it. And now you're telling me after the fact later and asking now that my dog's old enough? Like, what?
That's
Says, yes, in many places, breeding someone else's dog without permission can be considered theft, trespassing, and/or animal cruelty, depending on the circumstance.
well,
Damn.
theft for sure. Because if someone tried to breed Lumi, I was like, it's $3,500.
You're dropping your dog off to the groomer
yeah.
to just get a haircut, and then
She's doing her own things.
Mary.
that
Mary,
is
Mary.
insane.
I would have never even fathomed doing that.
No.
First of all, most
You know
of the
that
dogs
song,
we get
Locked
in are
Up.
like,
Can't
Most
get
of-
me right.
most
Locked
of the male
up.
dogs we get are not attractive. And I was like,
That just seems like completely unacceptable. I would never like, even if you thought like, oh, I should breed to this dog, just to do it and not say anything is insane.
It's
what kind of dog
literally never crossed
must be
my mind.
doodles?
I don't know what this person is known for her schnauzers.
Ooh.
So I don't know if it had to do with like that or
Well, obviously they're
Wow.
not breeding for like quality because
No,
they're not breeding for. They're not getting any
Or papers, 'cause
testing,
you can't
or
even get
you can't
papers.
register them. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's her. She didn't ask for any testing and anything. That's just pure disregard for the health of the babies.
She was
Yeah.
just like, hey, that's free semen.
Yeah.
That's free money. I'm going to take advantage of this person and try to get some free money.
I'm surprised she even mentioned it, to be honest.
yeah.
yeah. How did they find out?
I don't know. I think because that's all the thing that says, but I think it's just because she took forever to open the door. I'm
Okay. Well, she's
assuming.
an idiot too. Obviously, like beyond that,
Well, she was an idiot for breeding to a
Well,
random
yeah.
dog.
she's just an idiot in general.
Yeah, that's
Ay, ay,
sad.
ay. That's
Wild.
It's crazy
Scary.
to me that people can act like that and just like be normal.
well, and
Get
that's
away with it.
that's why that's another reason why we as groomers aren't taken
Seriously.
Yeah.
seriously sometimes, because you got people like that who's a groomer and just like breeding dogs that come into her facility for dog grooming.
Doing something that I think is just completely morally wrong,
Yes.
and criminal.
potentially criminal. Did chat say like what, where? No, huh?
no, like where it would
Chat
be illegal.
won't get into too much the legality.
Well,
you
he's
might want to
not a
consult
lawyer.
a lawyer.
Yeah,
and
see?
report it to
I was
the
like,
authorities.
he's not
Chat's
a
always
lawyer.
Chat's always like, well, but you know.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But you know, what is that saying? Fuck, I don't know. I'm no expert or nothing, though. You know,
Yeah.
Anyways.
don't take my word for it.
Anyways.
Oh, that was a good
Anyway.
episode. Very educational.
We'll
We'll
catch you
see you next time.
See you next
We'll
time.
see you next
Bye.
week. Bye. Once again, thank you to AEOLUS for sponsoring this episode.